Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our motivational mini-series. This mini-series will cover subjects such as secrets of successful selling, to be or not to be, sucker or sucky, conquer through creative communication, fear fosters failure. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Justice of the Peace, Chartered Financial Consultant, author, consumer advocate, motivational consultant, and television show host, Dr. Godfrey E. McAllister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. And remember, the buyer is the person that you're trying to sell. The buyer is the person you're trying to impress. Okay, so you're trying to impress a young lady, or an old lady, or a young man, or an old man, whatever. All right, you're selling yourself. You want to sell yourself. Well, I'm not telling you who you must sell yourself to, you know. But you having decided to whom you want to sell yourself, the principles apply. Because remember, we're trying to avoid using the word sell because we said don't sell. So we're going to say identify the person that you wish to buy. Okay, so we're saying the same thing some other way. So identify the buyer. That's secret number 4. Don't sell, or at least don't appear to be selling. Secret number 1. Satisfy curiosity, and I emphasize initially. Secret number 2. Identify, analyze, and understand the product you want to be bought. In every case, it is me. It's you. Identify the buyer. Secret number 5. At least 2 products must be bought on all occasions. Whatever it is that you're selling, if it's a book or a pen or a service or whatever, plus yourself. And of course, I'm not sure if this is secret number 6 or 7, but the next secret is whenever you are selling something, as you recall, there are always at least 2 products you're selling. The book and yourself. The pen and yourself. The service as a medical doctor and yourself. Imagine you going into a doctor's office and the nurse is dressed in white and looking very well, professionally put together. And she does an excellent job, and then a scraggly man walks in, you know, beard all about the place and not smelling too good, and a little bit of rum on his breath, you know, and I walk and I say, "Hi, nurse. Any patients today?" What do you do? How fast? Out of there, man. I don't care how many years of experience he has. He ain't touching me. I'm sorry. The other one might kill me, but at least I wouldn't know. He's not going to touch me because he has sold himself. By the way, we always sell ourselves. It's not that we should sell. We always sell ourselves. The key is to make sure that when we sell ourselves, the other person buys. And so the more important of the 2 persons, of the 2 things, of the 2 products that we're selling will always be me, will always be you. Now, see if you can understand this. If the emphasis is not on selling, but we know that there's always an exchange of goods and services in the economy, then the emphasis must be on what? Buying. That's it. If the emphasis is on buying, and I am the salesman, for me to be a successful salesman, I must ultimately get the other person to buy. What that means is that I then take the focus from myself and from my needs and from my wants and from the fact that I might be hungry and from the fact that I can't pay my light bill and from the fact that I really want to make this sale today because I have to make the car payment. I free my mind from all of those hassles, all of those traps, and I focus on the buyer. I guarantee you it will pay off. I remember when I began my life insurance career, I decided that instead of selling individuals, I would work with groups. Why? Common sense, I thought. Why should I expend my efforts on one person when I can expend pretty much the same amount of effort on a large group? So I targeted teachers and nurses. And because I wanted a relationship, because I was focusing on the buyer, I didn't wait until they graduated from school. I went to them in first year and got to know them. I can play the piano. I'm not a pianist, only a piano player. But I could play the piano. So when the pianist is not there, I'm the piano player. I have some experience in journalism. I have some experience in a number of things. I gave them all that I had. We bonded. When it was time for them to buy insurance, there was no need for me to sell. They bought. I don't know if any nurses are in the audience today because they turn up in all shapes and sizes these days, but I can assure you that any one of them will tell you when it was time for them to buy insurance. One of them would give me a room, and this is at the hostel, and they would come into that room and out of that room like clockwork. And all they wanted to do, Uncle Godfrey, where must I sign? Uncle Godfrey, I don't have time for listening to all them foolishness about insurance, man. Where must I sign? You think it's insurance they were buying? It's me. And they done made that decision long time. So where must I sign? Let me get about my life. The result was that in one particular year, there were 85 nurses in training. And there were 40 insurance agents competing for the sales. And in the insurance field, we have something called the law of averages. And I told my boss from early that I respect the law of averages, but it doesn't apply to me. It applies to everybody. You talk to 10, you get 2. Or 1 out of 5 or something. Pardon me if I don't know it very well. It don't apply to me. He said, what do you mean by it don't apply to you? I said, boss, it don't apply to me. Listen to what you just said. You just said that thing named the law of averages, but I am not average. So how can the law of averages apply to somebody who's not average? Can I see the hands of all the average people here, please? Anybody here in the audience is average? No average people there? Oh, wonderful, great. There's a wrong set of people that have come to this seminar. You guys have arrived already. Well, that year, out of the 85 nurses, the law of averages says that there are 40 insurance agents. Each insurance agent should probably have sold 2 nurses. Fair enough? Well, the law of averages kicked in after I got my share. Out of the 85 nurses, 75 bought from me.